The new Hunger Games, now out on the big screen. Let's talk about it.
Hanging
The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Now out on the big screen for you guys to go and check out. This is the prequel to the original Hunger Games. This one is all about Snow, Coriolanus Snow. So President Snow of the last 4 Hunger Games we saw, this is his story. This is his origin. This is where we meet the man. What is the thing that ticked him off, that changed him and delivered this character that we know in the original Hunger Games to be this malice man that just is all about power, fear, control. What made him do that? And that's really what this movie is about. We follow Coriolanus Snow throughout the whole entire movie. It is his story. And I was really excited for it when I saw the trailers. And look, I'm a sucker for a villain origin story. I love villain backstories because villains, to me, they're characters that have the most tragic backstories that are so relatable to most people in the world that showcases them as being a good hero, then falling and becoming the villain. You know that old saying, you live long enough to be a hit, you live long enough to be the villain. Like, that whole saying that they have, like, you either die as a hero or you live long enough to be a villain. That's what it is. And that's what this story is about. It's a tragic story about Snow. And I loved how they did that, how they showcased Snow. His character arc in this movie was absolutely phenomenal. And I really was invested the whole entire time to see a guy who, grew up in the war. His father and mother no longer around, and he has to fend for himself. As he then gets to an adult, you see him, his family trying to make ends meet and surviving. He has a plan that he's going to, get them out of there. We're going to get money and I'm going to grow and, I've got goals. I've got goals to do everything. He's a nice, kind-hearted person when you meet him. He wants to do the right thing. And that's symbolized in the relationship he has with his actual tribute when he becomes the mentor for her. He sees the districts as they are, like human beings. He doesn't see them as, just rebels or anything like that. So when he's building this relationship with the tribute and he's starting to understand, and this is what you start to see, he's willing to do anything possible to keep this person alive. And that's the whole point of it, is him going through trusting. And what happens when that trust is broken? What does that do to someone? What can that actually do to Snow to turn him into this person that we know? And that's what this story is about. It's a tragic story of the rise of a great, good man coming down to becoming, this person that is just, doesn't matter. Like, there's a reason why Snow is the way he is in the Hunger Games. And this, I thought, connected that brilliantly and showcased that and made you understand President Snow a lot more in the Hunger Games and understanding why he does what he does. You also had other characters in here who were absolutely phenomenal as well. The Game Master. Oh my word. She is just... Viola Davis is absolutely superb in it. And man, she felt like she was on the edge of psychotic. She was just there, creating things. And like, this is what I love, is this movie built upon the lore and the actual backstory to the Hunger Games and how everything progressed to get to where we were in the 75th ones and the 74th ones. We're seeing this is the 10th annual Hunger Games. So we're seeing it in its baby stage, basically. And we're seeing how she's developing these creatures and everything like that. And it's just absolutely fantastic because she is just mental, man. She is mental. And then you have Peter Dinklage, whose character is there as well. And he has this backstory as well. And you don't find out until the final part of the movie. And it's actually quite sad. Because it's kind of like, you see why he was a bit of a dick throughout the whole entire movie. But it made sense because of what you learn about this character. And what you learn about Snow as well. And his connection to this character. And it kind of is like, wow, okay. So all these pieces were being placed at this time. And then all of a sudden, flipped on its head. It's just absolutely insane. Then you have Snow's best friend as well in here, and he has his own little story and story arc as well that you you know, he's probably the one that you are sitting there with and you're like, okay, this guy knows what's up. And you're with him. And his backstory is complete opposite to Snow's at this point. And you're like, well, if he's willing to do that, maybe other people had that same feeling. So, and he has this story that plays into Snow as well, and that changes his character and changes his character arc, which was just absolutely, you know, insane as well. But there are a lot of little hints in here as well to certain things that happen in the Hunger Games that make Snow hate certain things that you realize, and what he uses in those Hunger Games as well. It makes you understand a lot more about it. So I like that little aspect, having those little Easter eggs there as well, that kind of make you go, okay, now I get why he doesn't like that. Now I get why he doesn't like that. Now I get why he uses that. But it's a tragic story. I thought the performances, Tom was absolutely fantastic as Coriolanus Snow. Absolutely fantastic. Stole the show every time he was on screen. Rachel was great as well. She was fantastic. You know, the way that she was able to portray this character and bring this character to life. You know, it's really a 3-part movie. So you have the first part where he's the mentor and everything, and he's starting to, you know, learn about that. Then there's the whole peacekeeper arc that he goes on as well. And then there's the arc of the Hunger Games going on. You know, there's so many multiple arcs that he goes on that, you know, it's just a really told. It's a great story that is told here, and I really enjoyed it. I thought the effects were great. The snakes, man, those snakes looked absolutely incredible. The different colors and everything were absolutely fantastic. I thought the aesthetic look of it was great as well. It didn't feel like we were in the Hunger Games that we know. This did feel like it was a prequel to that. It felt like it was in its infant stage. The setups, the cameras, and everything like that. You know, this is where we start to see what they actually use the Hunger Games for and how they market these sort of things. And I thought that was all great as well, and I really enjoyed that. But overall, I really enjoyed this Hunger Games one. I really did. Sometimes it does feel like, you know, the pacing is a bit off and it's a bit slow. So I could understand why some people would find that to be an issue. I totally understand that. But overall, I feel like this is a good origin story for President Snow, and it does give this character and elevate him a lot more. And now you understand him more. So when you go back and watch the Hunger Games after watching this, I think you'll get more out of it because of you now know the motivations of Snow and why he is the way he is. So I feel like this prequel is one of those rare ones where sometimes you do a prequel and it just doesn't work, and you're kind of like, nah. It's there, but it just doesn't enhance anything. I feel like this enhances the other Hunger Games because of that backstory, and it showcases it in another way. So I enjoyed the lore, you know, the backstory and everything about it, the backstory of Snow and what made him change as a character. So yeah, so let me know what you guys thought. Did you guys like the new Hunger Games? Smash it down there, smash that like button, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.